G'day folks, it's Laura here, and today I'm going to do a flip cup pour. This time my colours are going to be iridescent red-blue from Pebeo, amethyst, gold oxide, Naples yellow hue, pale gold, opal and titanium white. So I'm going to use my standard pouring medium for this. I'll link to a video on how to make this if you're interested. And with a couple of the colours, I am going to additionally add some of the thickest component of my pouring medium, which is a wall paint base, just to thicken those darker colours up and allow them to stay together better in the pour itself. So when I'm mixing these Pebeo paints, you can see that they're very thick, they hold their structure well, they're quite viscous. So I just add a very small amount of pouring medium to begin with. I mix the colour up well before I add more pouring medium. So that's what I'll do now. So just adding more pouring medium. With this gold oxide colour, because it's a very dark colour, I've only used a very small amount of paint, and I'm going to match that by only using a small amount of pouring medium. The reason for that is because I don't want this gold oxide to absolutely dominate the painting, and I find that the darker colours or darker pigments tend to swamp out the yellows, the golds and any translucent mica-based iridescent pigments and colours such as these, the gold and the Pebeo's Dyna colours. So as I mentioned, I'm now going to add a little bit of this wall paint, the neutral base, which is the thicker component of that pouring medium, to a few of the colours. Now I'm going to do that not with the Dyna colour, the Pebeo's iridescent red-blue, because it's already very thick. I'll add it to the amethyst, I'll add it to the gold oxide, and I'll also add it to the pale gold. And the reason is because the pale gold is a translucent colour, and if it doesn't together, then it becomes very diffuse and you can't barely see it at all. So it's time to layer my cup now, and I'm going to use my standard cell activator for this. I'll link to a video on how to make this if you're interested. I have a white cell activator, but I also have a black using Amsterdam's lamp black paint, and I'll be using both of those in this pour. So I'm going to start by putting a generous layer on the bottom and the sides of the cup here. Now in this colour lineup, as I quite often do, I have some complementary colours. So the amethyst and the Naples yellow, purple and yellow are complements. And so I don't want them to actually come together and be adjacent in this pour. And so I will separate them using some of these other colours. Whenever I use the black cell activator, I only use a very small amount. I find that a very small amount goes quite a long way in these paintings because the base of the painting is predominantly going to be on the brighter side of the spectrum. So I've already prepared my canvas. This is the back of the canvas. I've added painter's tape as well as giant push pins. So it's time to flip the cup now. And I'll just get the rest of the paint out of the cup and spread it around the edges and the corners. I've got some very interesting patterns going on here. I love this section up here. That's just a beautiful color combination. I'm quite interested in a lot of what's going on here. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, but overall the paint is very well centered at the moment. And so what I might do is just spin it out with a gentle spin to see how close we can get to those corners. Okay, so I'm off this right hand side. Apparently more of the paint was down in this section. So I am going to slightly pull the paint back in this direction by lifting this side. And then we'll spin it again. Okay, so we're off this side, this corner, and most of these two edges. And these are my two main corners that I need to cover now. That one's fairly close. So I might just pull the paint down in this direction to start with. And then a gentle spin. Okay, and we just have a very small amount for these two corners to go, and my goodness, I am loving this section. This is just amazing. This is the Naples yellow and the gold coming through here with the pink and the amethyst. And up here we've got these beautiful kind of apricot or peach colours intermingling with the amethyst and the gold. So I'm very pleased with this piece so far. Let's see if we can finish it up. Okay, just a gentle spin. Okay, I'm just about off all of the corners. I will touch up these remaining corners that haven't quite been covered and make sure all of the edges are covered. But overall, I am super pleased with this piece. So I'm just going to pull a little bit of paint from underneath that's dripping down at the moment to make sure these edges and corners are covered. Now just pulling off the paint from underneath to prevent excess drips. Wowee, I am really pleased with this piece. This is just very, very beautiful. I love the general flow of the piece, I think, is in this kind of direction, and I like these little layers going up there. I'm loving this color combination. It's subtle, but it's interesting. So we've got a combination of that Naples yellow against the amethyst, and wherever you have complementary colors that are kind of, they appear adjacent, it makes everything a lot brighter. Now the key is not to actually have them touching, because if they mix then you get a muddy color, and that's not what we wanted. And so I didn't put any of the amethyst next to the Naples yellow, but we've gotten that effect with the use of the cell activator, which has pulled the layers down. And so that's why this is just stunningly beautiful down here. And I also love this section up here. I think it lost some of its original effect, but I'm still absolutely loving it. And most of the black cell activator ended up in this section, and it's created some interesting patterns and outlines of the cells up in this section. So I'm very happy with that. Overall, super pleased with this piece. So that's it for today. Thanks very much everyone for watching. Please let me know what you think in the comments.